Hello everyone, I'm Hubert. Today I'm going to give a talk about hydrodynamic design of the Hubert well flipper. First, let me introduce the Hubert well. And the Hubert well is one of the largest well species with a depth ranging in length from 12 meters to 16 meters and around 25 to 30 tons in weight. It's known for breaching and other distinctive surface behaviors such as bottleneck feeding. And this is breaching. Breaching is a leap out of the water in order to communicate with other whales who may be far away. And this is bottleneck feeding, a unique feeding method for the humpback whale. But today we will focus on discussing the flipper of the humpback whale. Humpback whale has the longest flipper of any cetacean, and its flipper length is 0.25 to 0.33 of the total body length. And also the shape of flipper is symmetrical, streamlined profile, and tubercles located on leading edge. This is tubercle. And talking about the end of the study. First, we want to characterize the design of the humpback whale flipper. And second, we want to compare with the well-designed hydrofoils or aerofoils and find out whether they are similar or not. Material and method. The sample we use in study is a dead whale from Island Beach State Park in New Jersey. A lead flipper was removed from a 9-meter male humpback whale. And the flipper was cut into 3 segments, but we only use the distal and medial segment. And the flipper span was 2.5 meters as measured from the distal tip to the part connected with body. After that, each section was, the distal and medial segment was cut into 2.5 centimeter cross sections. And cross section was numbered sequentially starting from the flipper tip. And a total of 71 cross sections was cut from the distal and medial flipper segment. After that, each cross section was photographed with a camera, and flipper section was flipper section was measured using the digitizer interface to PC. And let's talk about the result. The flipper was 28% of the total length of the whale, and there's a slight sweep back of 19 degrees on the distal third of the flipper here. And let's talk about the aspect ratio. Aspect ratio is flipper spans square divided by flipper area. And area of the humpback whale is 6.1. And you can look at the graph here. And this one is the humpback whale flipper. And compared to the other whale, it is significantly larger than other whales. And it is also the most special difference between humpback whale and other whales. And the thickness ratio is maximum thickness divided by core length, and core length is the width of the flipper. And looking at the chart, x-axis is the section number and from flipper and distal tip, and the y-axis is the thickness ratio. The mean thickness ratio is 0.23. And looking at the graph on the left indicates the good performance of the flipper. And this foil is similar to a flipper valve, and other foil varies from thickness ratio. And as you can see, this foil shows that the better thickness ratio can prevent stall at higher angle of attack. And angle of attack is this. Angle of attack is the angle between the body's reference line and oncoming flow. And stall means losing the velocity to move forward. Position of maximum thickness is means and PMT to leading edge divided by core depth. And looking at this graph, the red line is the PMT to leading edge. And the position of maximum thickness decreases steadily from a maximum of 0.492 at a flipper tip to a minimum of 0.19 at a midspan. And the flipper has a large rounded leading edge and a thin tapering trailing edge. And bones was present in both anterior and medial portion here of the section. And this photo was taken in this direction. The cross section was symmetrical while the core proximal to section 10. And section 1 to section 10 was scooped out along the ventral leading edge, producing a concavity. And the concavity is the curve at the distal tip. Coming to the discussion. The effectiveness of humpback whale flippers as hydrofoils or wings is determined by the hydrodynamic design, which influences lift and drag characteristics. An effective hydrofoil produces a large lift while minimizing drag. And lift is a component of the force that is perpendicular to the oncoming flow direction. And lift is generated when there is an angle of attack exists. And drag is the opposite force resisting the moving object. And we mentioned that the humpback whale flipper has the biggest number of AR in whales. And high aspect ratio wings are favored for sharp, high-speed banking turns because of their high lift characteristics. The leading force developed by the centripetal force necessary to maintain the turn. So high AR gives humpback whale greater mobility. And let's talk about morphology of the flipper. The symmetrical cross-sectional design of the flipper generates lift and windlass drag. The elliptical platform provides the optimal shape for uniform distribution of lift over a span and for incurring the least drag. Also, flipper's cross-section has a streamlined design similar to engineered high-performance hydrofoils and aerofoils. This is good evidence showing that the flipper is well designed as hydrofoils. In addition, sweepback and taper can improve lift generation and drag reduction. However, sweepback taper wing carry more lift near the tips, which lead to instability in roll. And the instability means unsteady condition. And then in aircraft design, this problem is solved by installing washout at the wingtip. This is washout. And there's a similar function is the ventral concavity. and displaying a distal cross-section of the flipper. They will provide the wall with sufficient lift and stability at a high angle of attack requiring variability. And the typicals of Humbert well flipper may function to generate vortex by unsteady excitation of flow to maintain lift and prevent stall. And we found that function of the tubicles may be similar to shape using on aircraft. This is the shape. In conclusion, we found that highest AR in wells, optimal shape of flipper gives Humbert well good mobility. And also, several evidence indicate that Humbert well is naturally well designed as hydrofoil. Thank you for listening.
You speak slow enough and I can easily to follow you while you're talking. I think you can explain your image more.
You use more figure than last time, but I think it is still many words to me, so I just a little losing my mind, losing my attention on this paper. But I think you can use your pointer to point out your figure when you try to explain your velocity at your vector. Okay.